Stomping Ground predictions for Sunday. We'll wrap up with this. SmackDown Tag Team titles, Daniel Bryan and Rowan taking on Heavy Machinery. And by the way, I won't spend too much time on these predictions just because a lot of this show is very cut and dry, and I could not give two shits about it. So, real quickly, Bryan and Rowan, Heavy Machinery, SmackDown Tag titles. Would love if Heavy Machinery became champions, but they're only really starting to get going. They won a match or two in the last few weeks, which is great. They need more build-up before they can become champions. So I would like to see the belts remain on Bryan and Rowan. For the Cruiserweight Championship, now there's been no indication made yet that this will be on the kickoff show. If anything, I could see Bryan and Rowan versus Heavy Machinery being on the kickoff show, which sucks for Bryan, because Bryan was on the kickoff show with Rowan for Money in the Bank after being in one of the featured matches at WrestleMania, but it's the match with the least amount of hype around it. It was just made official for the show on Tuesday, so that's why that's what I expect to happen. Tony Nese, Akira Tozawa, Drew Gulak, triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. I got Tony Nese winning. He's had a great reign so far. Good matches with Ari Daivari, Buddy Murphy. No reason to take the title off him so soon. Drew Gulak is great. Akira Tozawa is also very good. The match should be awesome. If given enough time to shine. And if the crowd's invested too, I don't imagine that they will be, but whatever. I just think it might be too soon to take that belt off of Tony Nese. Akira winning would be cool for the first time in a few years. Drew Gulak has never been Cruiserweight Champion, so that would be interesting. But we've already seen Gulak and Nese before. If Gulak wins, he would have to get a rematch, and we've been there, done that, so I would keep the belt on Tony Nese. The New Days, Big E and Xavier Woods taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn again. For the upteenth time, New Day wins because they are apparently adamant about burying Owens and Zayn to the best of their abilities. So I got the New Day going over here. For the United States Championship, Samoa Joe defending against Ricochet. This is the match I'm easily the most excited for on this card. Ricochet's been on a roll recently. Samoa Joe just regained the gold from Rey Mysterio, which is why I don't think he'll lose it again here, at least so soon. So I would keep the belt on Joe. Keep Ricochet in chase mode for right now. Make people really want to see him become champion by beating Joe. But yeah, this should be good. If they have the right chemistry and they're given enough time to really go out there and shine, this could be a potential show stealer. So I'm looking forward to this match. I got Joe winning here. For the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans again. I could see Lacey winning after losing at Money in the Bank. I don't think that really does much for the Raw Women's division. They really have not built up any. They have not really built up any other women except for Alexa Bliss outside of Becky and Lacey. And Alexa's on SmackDown right now doing her thing with Bayley. So I don't think Evans winning is the right choice. Becky's arguably not as hot as she was a few months ago, but she's still the best thing going on that Raw Women's division. So keep the belt on her. Build to a potential Becky Nia match when Nia comes back. Becky Sasha when Sasha inevitably comes back. I'm not sure what other options there are right now, but anything is better than Lacey. I like Lacey, but now just does not feel like the right time to put the belt on her. So I got Becky retaining here. SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Bayley wins. There's no reason to put a SmackDown Women's title on a Raw wrestler. I like Alexa, but we've been down this path before. Give Bayley a real run. Have her avenge the losses that she suffered to Alexa Bliss a few years ago, and then move on to other opponents. Because I could see what they're doing here with Bayley and Nikki, and I like it, but at least it's something. But they really need to have Bayley focus on challengers from the SmackDown side. Liv Morgan, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, even Carmella, God forbid. I mean, there's anyone outside of the Raw Women's division. Alexa Bliss. This should be a fun match. They have good chemistry. I want Bayley to win and then move on. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I really want Drew to win because he has yet to beat Roman Reigns in any capacity. I do think Roman will win here, coming off the loss to Shane at Super Showdown. And then Roman goes on to beat Shane either at Extreme Rules or... God, I really hope this does not drag on to SummerSlam, but whatever. I do think Roman wins here, unfortunately. And then for the top two title matches on the show, Kofi and Dolph, Steel Cage for the WWE Championship. Kofi's got to win. Ziggler is not that heel rival that Kofi needs right now to really sink his teeth into and really get going as WWE Champion. He's had a great reign so far as WWE Champion, but he needs a better foil than Dolph Ziggler. He's fine, but it's very clearly a filler feud for Kofi. Before Kofi moves on to like Roman Reigns or Randy Orton or who have you. You know, anyone else but Dolph or Kevin or Sammy, because they've all been beaten to an oblivion at this point. So Kofi wins here on his own, no interference. And then the main event, Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin for the Universal Championship with a special guest referee who I think will be Brock Lesnar. I don't know who else you put in that spot. I've seen people say, oh, what about Bray Wyatt? Yeah, it would be interesting, but should Bray Wyatt really be brought back as a fucking referee? Unless they have Bray Wyatt out there, not with the mask, but as the goody two-shoes, Mr. Rogers version of Bray Wyatt that we've seen on Firefly Funhouse recently, and he has some fun with it. That could be interesting. But other than that, I have no desire to see Bray Wyatt in this spot, because I know they would fuck it up somehow. I got Rollins winning. Baron Corbin winning would be... I mean, I like Baron Corbin, but I think Baron Corbin as Universal Champion right now is the last thing that Raw needs. They need more than Baron Corbin as Universal Champion. I think Rollins should retain the title here. I got Brock being the referee, which, again, sounds weird, but if he spends a majority of the match fucking around with Seth, maybe it backfires, Rollins wins, it could be interesting. So that's why I got Brock Lesnar in that spot.